Good morning, everybody. How's everybody this morning? Well, so I thought we would make some coffee. I slept in. I was awake at 2 a.m. and stayed awake until about 4:30. Laid back down and got up at 9. So my sleeping habits are definitely changing. Get my cup here. Oh, hang on. I might have to start over, or I'll just splice them together. Okay, so I got my soundboard on now. Hopefully you can hear me better. So let's make some coffee. How are things going with me? They're not going too bad. So I turned in my rent. So I turned in my rent. So I went and got my rent, and I turned it in. I put it in an envelope and wrote the work order real quick on the envelope because I had left the piece of paper at home. Then they're very nosy people, so they saw me coming because they were watching me out the window, and because I don't live on that side, I live on this side, so I parked kind of behind their vehicle with my flashers on, and she knows my vehicle, so she knew it was me. So I was getting the money orders ready, and I put it in the envelope, and I wrote 33, and then I wrote the work order. And so when I got up to they have a little gate that you have to open and get into. And it's not easy for me because it has a lip like this on this little tiny gate. I don't get it, but while I was trying to open the gate, her husband came out, and I said, "Oh, thank you so much for coming out and getting this." And so I said, I wrote a work order on this envelope. That's what I said. I wrote a work order on this envelope. And then, so I was talking to him about it, and you could see it in his eyes. He's like, "Oh shit, yeah, it's the burners, yeah, yeah, we know, because they used to be ours." But he didn't say that. But I said, "Yeah, they're really not good, and they really don't appear to be new." So, I know the stove is new, but I think the burners may have been switched out on you guys, because I didn't want to accuse him, And he goes, "Yeah, we're having trouble with those new stoves." I'm thinking, well, why would you put one in my unit then? And I'm so disappointed in Frigidaire. I really am. Even on the cheapest appliance, it should be a better appliance. Because I've always thought Frigidaire, man, that's good company, that's good company. You know what? Not so much. But let me get my creamer. So then I handed it to him, and I got my card, came over here and went up. And the next morning I'm thinking, I presented the envelope as a work order. I'm wondering if they even opened it. So I called him and I said, "Hi," and it was the wife this time. I said, "I presented that envelope to maintenance guy as a work order, but the rent money orders were inside the envelope. I just wanted you guys to know that the money orders were inside the envelope." And then the maintenance guy, her husband, yells in the back, "Nah, we threw it away." And I said, No, it's got the money orders. She's like, "He's kidding. We got the money orders." I said, "Okay, good." I said, "So how are things going with you?" And oh boy, it's quite a question. She goes, "Well, we're leaving on the 24th. I said, "So you are leaving?" So when the new management took over, they had decided that they didn't want to work for that management company. And so they put in their notice, and then, of course, got offered, an offer they couldn't refuse. So then they decided to stay. Well, now what's happening is she's getting in trouble for transferring people into new units from old units and not raising the rent to the total amount. So I'm paying $1,200. I'm on a year lease. My rent was supposed to be $1,295. I wouldn't have stayed for $1,290. The second they raised the rent over there, I said, "I'm done." I didn't have a lease over there. I could have moved at the end of any month. Now I have a year lease in this crap hole apartment. But if they don't fix this stuff, I will have the legal right to break that lease. This is what you need in your apartment. And landlord-tenant law says so. A working stove, a working refrigerator, and a working shower. Which I don't have either of them. Yeah, they're working, but they're not working properly. So that counts too, if it's not right. So she told me all about the crap that they were putting them through, and the new management, the owner of the new management company said, well, that's okay, we'll take care of those people that aren't paying the $12.95, which includes us. I said, well, he can't do a damn thing. I'm on a 12-month lease. All he can do is raise the rent. Because we don't party. We don't do nothing wrong. My nose is not running. But it is definitely itchy. But, you know, we're quiet. We don't do nothing. We don't do nothing. So we don't have parties. We don't have guests. I had 2 people. I've had 4 people in this apartment since I've moved in. It's my best friend Logan, my best friend Heidi, and the 2 people that I invited over for Christmas dinner. Oh, I'm sorry. And their 2 kids. So let's add. So 6 people. And so, and I don't do nothing wrong. So, that being said, I'd like to see him try. And I told her, I said, you know, I was a manager for 177 units. This is 40. 177 units for almost 10 years. So I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, anyways, there's that. So we will be leaving, if not by the end of the lease, before the end of the lease, depending on if they fix my shit. So, and if we have to stay here for the end of the lease, whatever. They're going to charge me for these burners anyways, $400 bucks. I'm going to have to pay for replace these burners because the story's going to go, well, they were new when you moved in and you ruined them. Yeah, right, okay. But I have filmed that I've been complaining about them since I moved in. So I should have turned that work order in within the second I noticed these weren't new. So I didn't notice when we first moved in, but I did notice soon after. So, but I also called Frigidaire too. So there's a record of that. So go ahead, charge me $400 to $1,000 for this stuff. Go ahead, I dare you, because I will win that case. I won't be paying that $400 or $1,000. Nope, not even a little bit. So we have done 0 damage to this apartment. We've only been here 3 months. If we move out now, I won't be able to go on my trip, which is fine. I mean, it is and it's not. I want to visit my brother and my daughters and my daughter, my son, and my grandson. Those people I want to visit very much so, and maybe a cousin or 2. But Heidi has, my best friend Heidi has a lot, and she's been on my videos, so she's got a lot of people. So she's got a lot of people in Utah. I got a lot of people in Utah. I just don't have as much. I got my brother, my sister, and nieces and nephews and cousins and stuff like that. So, like, I got a cousin named Frank. Anyways, and then when we get to Arizona, I believe my father's grave is in Arizona. I can visit that as well. So I'm excited for that. So, that all being said, I really want to go on the trip. So, okay, so here's the deal. The owner of my husband's job, the owner, and I've talked about him, how well he's treated us. He's bought us a car. He's given us money. When my husband's father died, he gave us $1,500 to make the trip over there for the funeral. And it was amazing. He was like, here you go. And I don't pay back. Do not pay this back. I'm like, okay. So some we have to pay back, some we don't. which is fine. You know, I would be willing to pay back every penny he's ever given us. But he owns an apartment complex, and he might be looking for a manager. And as small as the apartment building is, I would be willing to be the manager for him. And then we could live there rent-free, or at least he would probably give us rent-free. I would suspect rent-free. The only problem with that is he insists that we move to the second floor and not live on the main floor of the unit. Could be the downstairs units have a molding issue. It could be that it's just not safe because, I mean, the area it's the same area we live in, and it's not very far away, and there's no. It's more like, it seems more like a city building, apartment building, than a rural apartment building. Like us, we have grass outside. You know, there's no grass. There's no grass by that place. Not within, at least as far away as we live. So, it's very close to the train tracks. So the train would be very loud. So I don't know, but we would be able to move over there at zero cost. Only, at the cost of the U-Haul, really, is all we would have to. All right. I thought maybe Dan was coming. Anyways, he's a friend of mine. But, so we would be able to move over at zero cost, and then we would, either I would take the job or we would pay rent, and it's not very expensive, so it would be cheaper than what we're living here for. Probably 900, which is great. Okay, let's move on from that subject to, I'm going to be cooking today. Yay! I'm going to be making a few things, and not homemade because I'm very tired right now, but I'm going to make some spaghetti. And so I have the, which I will add stuff to, so that's kind of like my base, and I like that, the Prego. I'm also going to be making, to go along with the spaghetti, some Krusteaz honey cornbread, and this is muffin mix. So I'm not going to make a muffin, and muffin mix. I'm just going to make a sheet pan of it. It's great. Okay, so, and adding to this, I will be adding some applesauce to make it moist. So it's going to be nice, moist cornbread. Then I'm going to make my husband, and this is all, so here's what I'm doing. I should have said that first, some brownies. What I'm doing for the next, you know, it's not a huge challenge, but it is a challenge to not go to the grocery store for minimum 4 days, 3-4 days. So my food money usually comes in around the 10th. And then, so I'm not going to buy anything until then. So this is all pantry challenge. So I've taken some boxes out of my pantry, and I'm not going to, if we run out of milk, then we're out of milk. I have this no-bake cheesecake. So he likes the chocolate brownies, and I like the cheesecake. I looked it up, and I could freeze the cheesecake. So this is a no-bake cheesecake. And this is the first time I ever bought this, and so I didn't know that it came with the crust, and I bought a graham cracker crust, so I'm going to use the one I bought, and I can use this at a later date. So this is the filling mix, so I'm going to do that if I have enough milk, which I'm sure I do. And so that's what's happening today. He likes the spaghetti baked, so I boil the noodles to a la carte, and then I mix the spaghetti and the noodles together and put it in a baking dish and bake it. And I have some fresh Parmesan to put on top. Oh yeah, it's going to be delicious. Then I'm going to make some garlic Parmesan bread and have the fresh Parmesan melted on the top of the toast as well. I have so I've been using this bread out of the freezer. It's a sourdough, It's French bread. Sliced plain French bread. So, it's good for spaghetti. All right, so I've been taking pieces out here and there yesterday. Oh my God, I wish I would have filmed it. I'm going to film it for you though, because we're going to do it again. He really liked it. I made a Mexican style bruschetta. So I took about 4 of these out of the pack, like 4 of them, and I'm going to do it again so I can show you. And then I toasted those, and then I put cream cheese, and then I put the pico de gallo on there. And it, you know, it has tomatoes, and he doesn't like tomatoes. He likes the pico de gallo, but he doesn't like tomatoes. So that's how I get tomatoes in them. And so then, you know, I piled that on top, and I put it on a plate. I said, here, babe, try this. And he goes, oh, what's that? And I said, that is my version of Mexican bruschetta. And it was delicious. He goes, oh, we're going to have to try that one again. I said, oh, absolutely, we'll try that one again. So I'm not going to unfreeze the whole thing, because I don't think that he would eat French bread on the leftover side anyways. He doesn't. It just sits there and he eats the spaghetti and the bread goes to waste. So we are going to be taking out, let's see, I want to say about 6 slices. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are stuck together and the ones behind them are not. So that's why I just kind of, there we are. All right, so we're going to do 6 pieces. He'll have 4, I'll have 2. And then we won't waste any, because I can always make more if he wants more. All right, so we're going to let these thaw. They're going to thaw very quickly. And I'm going to make a garlic butter with my garlic pesto. And we're going to put some Parmesan cheese on the top of that. As soon as those thaw, I'll put them in a baggie and they'll be fine with a paper towel around them. But I don't want them like that because I don't want them to be moist. I don't want them to be wet in any way. So that's what we are doing today. My coffee is delicious. I appreciate you joining me. And I hope you join me on the next video, which is going to be, I'm going to be starting it right now. As soon as I get this starting to upload, then I'm going to start cooking. So I got lots to cooking to do, and I might even do more than that. Like I said, we got a pantry challenge going on. So I'm going to challenge myself to only use what I actually have in my house. So this is all the bread we have left in our house. There's enough for probably, and he loves sandwiches. 2, 3, 4, about 4 or 5 sandwiches. So this might last. If it doesn't, I'll just bake a loaf of bread. All right. Now I got everything falling. Falling, falling, falling. We're falling, falling, falling. Oh, sorry. I forgot you were there. So let's get busy. And I hope everybody that can't join me has a great day. Bye. Okay. Hello again. I forgot to ask you guys to subscribe to my channel. So please subscribe and hit that bell notification to all so you can see because you know what? You don't want to miss this. So, like and share if you want to. I appreciate that because I appreciate you guys. And so have a great day. Bye.